Hey everybody, I'm Robert. I'd like to welcome you back to the channel. Welcome down to the Apex barn. I've got a little bit of a fun topic that we're going to talk about today, and that is the E30 M3. Before you go too hard on me, yes, I know I'm leaning against the car. It's actually one of my pet peeves. One of the things that I don't do, the car was just washed. I have no buttons on my pants, and I just am, to be honest with you, it's been a really long day. I'm a little tired, so I thought I'd lean up against the car a little bit. But where are we at? I've got the E30 M3, we brought it home. You guys saw the delivery video that we did. I had an absolute blast driving it, about 300 kilometers back from Holland to Apex. The boys have gone through it, George has gone through it, Pete's gone through it, and we've done a lot of research on the car and looked for corrosion, looked for paint damages, looked for any mechanical issues that it might have. And in videos that are coming out in the next weeks, we're gonna sit down and talk with George and Pete. They're gonna talk about the car, what they saw, what issues they saw. Now, this video is going to be about the plans for the car. What are we going to do with it? What modifications are we going to do? And what is the build prognosis or plan or schedule? Something that you guys know, when I did the pickup, I said, I want to paint it back to the original Mazzano red because I want at least the paint to be original. If I'm going to paint the car, I think it should at least be original. This is an Evo 2 car. It's a car that should be very valuable, and it would be a shame not to at least restore that. Now, another thing that I've said over the last year of building this channel and making videos is that I want it to be about you guys. I want it to be something that you guys can interact with, something you guys can engage with, and something that you guys can have fun with. So I asked a series of questions when we picked up the car. I said, what color would you paint it? Would you paint it or would you leave it like it is? I said, I'm going to paint it red. That's something that I want to do. I said, I'm thinking about doing a 2.5 liter stroker motor in the car versus the 2.3 liter stock motor that it has. And I went through a series of things that I said that I was going to do. What would you guys do? Now, I would say 90% plus of the messages were, Robert, we really think the paint is cool. You should stick with the paint. Don't go back to red. It's already blue. Try it, rock it, see what you think. And I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I've told you guys countless times that this channel is a place for us to engage, a place for us to have fun. And I really hope that many of you guys will be able to come next year back to Apex, back to the Nürburgring, and see this car in person. And I want it to be actually something that we build together as a community and something we have fun with. Now, if you tell me to leave it blue and put green wheels on it, I'm not going to do that. But since so many people said to actually leave the car blue, that's what I'm going to do. I don't know for how long. I know for at least one season I will leave the car in its blue condition. We've changed plans. We're not going to strip the car down completely to a bare shell right now. I'm going to leave it blue for a season, and that came heavily on the influence of you guys saying, let's try it, let's see what it looks like, and I'm going to do that. So that's step one. We're going to leave it blue. So we're going to polish it, we're going to PPF it, we're going to get the car protected so that we can run it for an entire season at least in its current color because the paint is in pretty good condition. Number two, we're going to leave the stock motor. We're going to do compression checks on it. We're going to go through and make sure that everything is in order, obvious fluid changes, coolant hose, oil system, any line, anything that needs to be replaced, or really any rubber hose or anything is going to be replaced to make sure that the car is fully sound and functional. We've got a couple leaks. We've got small power steering leak, small oil leak, little things like that that we're going to fix and get tuned up so that the car is sound and ready to go. And then the fun begins for me. We're going to go ahead and put camshafts in the car. We're going to put a carbon air intake on the car. We're going to put a full exhaust system. The car is pre-cat, so I'm really excited to go ahead and put a full exhaust system on the car. That's going to be some of the performance mods, if you would. We're going to put a JRZ three-way suspension on the car, and that's something that is going to let us adjust ride heights and get it perfect where I can drive it on the road, set it up in a way that a little fun handling is possible, but it's also capable on the Nürburgring when I want to just go out and have a nice lap. In addition to the suspension, which is going to let me adjust ride height and get a little bit of fun out of it, we're going to go ahead and put BBS wheels on it. Haven't figured out exactly which ones yet. There's many different models from this era, if you would, but a BBS RS style wheel, and I want to go with a polished look. If you guys know of any, if you see anything, I definitely want it to be a 17, and I want it to fit the offsets for the M3 very nicely. So if you see anything out there, there's not much new. There's not many new wheels like this that we can get our hands on, so it's mostly on the used market we have to find it. Something I'm very excited about is to get these 16-inch painted silver wheels off and get something that is a little bit more, I don't want to say flashy, but really goes with the blue paint nicely. Hands down, the 16-inch wheel will drive better because you're going to have a little bit more tire to work with. It's going to have a better handling characteristic, but I'm not building a track car. I'm not building a race car. I'm building a nice cruiser that also needs to look good and kind of excite me when I walk in the garage. So that's one of the key outside pieces is going to be getting those BBS wheels. We move to the inside of the car, and I'm going to replace most certainly the speaker system. We've got speakers in the doors, tweeters in the A-pillar, and we have speakers on the back deck lid, so we're going to replace all of those. And then we've got a head unit swap. I have it narrowed down to 2 head units. You guys have sent me a ton of head units. We're going to do a stereo swap. It's going to have Bluetooth, so I'll be able to play music through the stereo Bluetooth, and I'm going to try and find a nice clean solution to mount my cell phone, maybe even with wireless charging, whether it's going to be with suction cup or if we're going to mold something and design it so that it has a clean mount. That's yet to be seen, but that's one of the objectives, is to have some modern features that we could maybe run a navigation if we needed to through the phone, or we could just listen to music as we're cruising and having a nice Sunday drive, if you would. The next thing that we're going to do is work on the interior. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do because I really want it to be special. I want it to be mine. The other day, I've said it in a couple videos, I drove the car and it was really comfortable. It was very, very comfortable. I was able to sit in the car, relax and drive. The seating position was nice. You had beautiful lines of sight all the way around the car. I think I referred to it as being in a fishbowl. You could really see what was going on around you. But most importantly, I was comfortable in the car. The seating position had me low enough in the car. The angle of the seat back was really comfortable, but most amazingly, these 32-year-old seats, or I guess 33-year-old seats now, were strikingly comfortable. I enjoyed sitting in those more than the brand new T6 van that we drove there to pick the car up in. So I am starting to wonder, am I going to go with a Recaro seat like I had previously planned and go with one of their more, it still needs to fold forward so we can get the kids in the back and everything like that? Or am I going to take this to the upholsterer and have them reupholstered with a new leather and maybe a cloth insert in the middle to match my liking or to match my styling? I've said it before that I would love this thing to be as clean as something like a Singer. I really like their woven leather, but I don't want to rip off their style. Maybe I want to find my own style. Maybe I want to find something that is me, is my character, that I can put into this. We'll see what I can find. I thought, well, Alcantara would be cool because it's comfortable, it has nice temperature control qualities, but Alcantara is used so much anymore. Every track car, every lightweight car comes with Alcantara as a feature, so I think it's kind of played out for something like this. So if you have any ideas, anything that you think might look really cool in this car, it needs to go with the blue, it needs to go with the red, because eventually the car is going to go back to red. That's what we're going to do. So I can't wait to take you guys on this journey of what is going to be built on this M3. Obviously, we've got a lot of cleaning to do under trays. We want to powder coat parts. We want to clean things up so that they hold for a long time. I don't want things rusting. I don't want things falling apart. So that's going to be one of the priorities since we're not going to be painting the shell immediately. So I do plan to take you guys along this path with the entire Apex team working on it, with Team Schirmer working on it, with JRZ working on it. We're going to go down this entire path all together, and we're going to try and put together as many videos as we can so you guys can see the progress of restoring, and not only restoring, but updating this car to the style that's going to suit me, that's going to be exciting for me, and that myself and my family and the entire Apex team are going to hopefully be able to have a lot of fun with for many years. So thank you guys for watching. Again, thank you for everything you guys have done for the channel, and thank you for all the interest you've put into this car. It's been really motivational for me to get out and search for it as fast as I did. And I've really had a blast driving it home. I feel bad I drove it home in the salt because I said, oh, I'm going to be stripping it down and painting it anyways. So now we've got a lot of work ahead getting the paint out or any salt out. It's really not that bad. We went through and had a pretty good look at it today. But yeah, I'm really excited for this project. I hope you guys are too. Tell me what you think about the build concept. My goal is to be on track with this by March. The track's going to open in March. I want to be on track with this in March. Not finished. I'm okay with this having stages along the way, but I really want, by, I would say, June, July timeframe, everything that I mentioned to you guys just now to be done, from camshafts, exhaust, tuning, wheels, suspension. Maybe the interior work could wait till next winter because obviously that's a little bit of downtime with some custom work. But everything except for maybe the interior leather, I'd really like to have done by this summer so we can go out and enjoy it. Tell me what you guys think. Thank you again for all the support. You have a great one. You're all Tier 1.